welcome back to my channel, and today my topic is about matter and atoms. We don't really notice matter and atoms in our daily lives because they are the way scientists define things. So for example, if you look around you, everything that you can touch is matter. For example, there's a bookshelf near me, that is an example of matter, and even our bodies are examples of matters. Moving on. Matter, the definition of matter is anything that takes up space and can be weighed. So from what I explained earlier, humans, every human, if they can touch it or feel it, that is matter. And in this picture, pretend this is an apple, and if you zoom in into a microscope, you might be able to see the tiny particles that make up this apple. Since apple is matter, it contains atoms inside because matter is made out of atoms. Also, there are different states of matter. Scientists have put matter into three main types of categories because they can be able to define them easily. The first one is a solid. If you notice in the picture, all the particles are densely packed together. So if this was a water molecule, if each red dot was a water molecule, this would make an ice cube or a glacier. This is because all the particles are densely packed together. Additionally, there is liquids. Liquids are in between solids and gases. In this cup of water, you can see inside it's a cup of liquid. And liquids always take the shape of its surroundings. So the most common thing we find is liquid in a cup. And when you look inside this cup, you will see that the water molecules will take the space up. So water or liquid is not too dense, but not too spread out. This is why it can take its space of its surroundings. Lastly, there is gas. Gas is kind of like water vapor. Water vapor is made out of tiny particles which are vastly spread out. So compare gas, liquid, and solids. These particles have different amounts of density. In water vapor, you won't be able to feel it as much because the particles aren't as densely packed together. There are fun facts about matter. For example, the only way matter can destruct is when matter collides with an object of antimatter. Heat is an example of antimatter because we are not able to touch it. So when it collides with something of matter like atoms, it will create a big explosion. So from the very center of the impact, it spreads out because it self-destructs. And this is, in other words, called radiation. We want to avoid radiation, especially as humans, because radiation can be harmful to our bodies and cause symptoms that will never heal. Also, the fourth uncommon state of matter is plasma. We don't really categorize this because there are few things that are in this category compared to others. This is an example of plasma. A welding tool's flames is an example of plasma because it is heated at very high temperatures. So when matter is heated at very high temperatures, this can sometimes change how it looks or how it feels. Lastly, the human body is made up 3 of the 4 states of matter. We all have gases inside us because when we fart or when we burp, that releases gases. Then we have liquids because, think about it, our blood or the water we drink. And also we have solids because our bones are made up of hard material. They won't easily break when we push against something. As I said earlier, atoms are what make up matter. The definition of atom is the basic unit of a chemical element. So everything has atoms inside. You can't see atoms, and you have to microscope them millions of times into an object in order to see them. The ancient Greeks first discovered the idea of atoms, that there might be smaller particles in an object. But who really confirmed this was John Dalton. He was a British scientist. In this diagram, which I will talk about later, atoms, we learned that atoms are made up even smaller particles. Scientists have discovered this not long ago because we have had to microscope images thousands of times. Lastly, atoms are the particles that make up matter. The structure and size of an atom is all the same. So the size of an atom is approximately 1/10 of a billionth of a meter. A meter is not that long compared to other units of measurements. But if you imagine it, atoms, even though they're 1/10, but they're also billionths of a meter. So this is the structure of an atom. First, there are electrons. Electrons are the ovals surrounding the group. Then there are the protons, which are the yellow dots. In each atom, there are 3 protons and 3 neutrons, which are the pink dots. And each of these are made up of the fundamental particles of our universe, quarks and leptons. And each proton and neutron has either a positive charge or negative charge. And 1 cube of sugar contains as many atoms as there are stars in the universe. This is how small an atom is. Molecules is a group of atoms bonded together. One of the most basic molecules is the water molecule. This is a simple molecule compared to the complex molecule, which many atoms are bonded together. A basic water molecule consists of 1 white hydrogen atom and 2 oxygen atoms. So think about my glass of water. There are many water molecules inside this to make this liquid. Complex molecules are water molecules bonded together. So complex molecules can be all different sizes and shapes. We can sculpt them into fans, into chairs, anything that you can imagine. Since there are negative charges and positive charges in atoms, this makes the atoms stick together in order to form complex molecules. Think when you have a magnet, the South Pole and the North Pole attract each other, while the South Pole and South Pole repel each other. This is the same concept, but with atoms. In conclusion, I think that atoms and molecules are something that we do not really see. There are solids, liquids, and gases, and atoms make up everything. I hope to study more, and I hope that we discover more information so we have more advanced technology with atoms and matter. Thank you for listening. I hope you like and subscribe to my channel.